Hello, everyone. My name is attorney Angelique Edmonds. Most of my clients just call me Angie. I am a small business attorney here in Atlanta, Georgia. And in this video, I am going to show you the hidden risks of using a contract template with LegalZoom, Law Depot, and others. All right, what is the real problem with contract templates? Okay, so the first one is that these contracts may not be enforceable. A lot of times the law changes and these contracts do not. So they are not updated. They do not have provisions that comply with your local jurisdiction. Third, these contracts have loopholes and contradictions in them. An example of this occurring that I've seen in my real life practice would be a situation where you have payment terms. One of them says due upon receipt from the invoicer. Another one says due in 30 days. When you have conflicting contract terms, it is difficult to manage a relationship with your client, for one. And for two, if you end up having to go to court to resolve it, now the court has to decide what the parties intended when there are two conflicting provisions. Number four, there is no attorney-client relationship. These companies are not attorneys. They are not law firms, and they cannot provide you with legal advice. And lastly, there are no damages if the contract fails. So if for whatever reason you use this contract in your business or your personal life, something bad happens, you are not going to be made whole. All right, let's look at some real world examples. All right, this is LegalZoom. This is their terms and conditions. If you purchase a contract from LegalZoom, you are agreeing and understanding that LegalZoom is not a law firm, they're not an attorney, and they may not perform the services of an attorney. If you decide to purchase a contract from them, what happens if the contract is botched? If the contract, for whatever reason, doesn't comply with your jurisdiction, causes you damages, ends up resulting in lost revenue for your company, you agree that you're not going to hold them legally responsible for the use of their digital product. Lastly, if they are determined to be responsible for any type of damages, the maximum amount that you can obtain from them is the amount that you paid for the contract. All right, let's take a look at another example. What happens if you use a contract from Law Depot? Their terms and conditions say that you agree that all decisions that you make on legal matters are your full responsibility. You agree to retain legal counsel licensed to practice in your jurisdiction regarding any legal issue of enough importance to reasonably require it. So what does this mean in layman's terms? This means that they are putting the responsibility on you as the person who is purchasing the contract to determine whether or not a lawyer is warranted. And what happens if you buy a botched contract from Law Depot? The maximum liability that they are going to be responsible for is the amount that you paid for that legal contract template. I think you guys might be getting the hang of it. But now let's look at legaltemplates.net. Their terms and conditions are stated here. It says, we are not lawyers or a law firm, and we do not provide legal, business, or tax advice. None of our representatives are lawyers, and they do not provide legal, business, or tax advice. The use of this site does not create or constitute an attorney-client relationship. Again, more of the same. If you choose to purchase a template from legaltemplates.net, you are agreeing to a limitation of liability waiver, which means you cannot hold legaltemplates.net responsible for direct, indirect, consequential, exemplary, incidental, special, or punitive damages. In any event, if they are held liable under any of these different causes of action, the most amount of money that you will be able to recover is the amount that you paid the previous 6 months prior to you initiating that action. All right, guys, so what does any of this even mean, right? So first, The terms and conditions themselves, we've looked at them together. They encourage you to seek counsel from a licensed attorney in the appropriate jurisdiction because they are not lawyers. They are not a law firm, and they cannot provide you with legal advice. Number two, these contracts do not comply with state laws when the law changes or your specific and nuanced business operations. Number three, a lot of these contracts have incorrect provisions and bad law. I just recently looked at a residential lease from someone on one of these sites, and they required that the tenant make repairs to the house. That is unlawful in Georgia. Landlords cannot waive their duty to make repairs. Number four, companies do not make you whole if a botched contract costs you significant damages. So this means if you pay $99 for a contract, the most you can recoup in damages is $99 in most cases. All right, so the bottom line is this. Bad contracts hurt your business. I can give you a number of different examples where I have consulted with clients and business owners who have used templates to their own detriment. In one case, a business was forced to file bankruptcy after their operating agreement failed to specify buy-sell provisions. When you get into a dispute and you have multiple partners and one person wants out or the other people want to buy the third person out, how are you going to resolve that? A lot of times these free or low-cost templates fail to provide the nuance that is necessary to keep the business up and running. Another example is a coffee shop owner that I spoke to who lost over $100,000 in revenue after purchasing a contract template from one of these sites. And lastly, in addition to your actual financial impact, having bad contracts can also impact your goodwill or your reputation. One of the benefits of having a nuanced contract drafted by a lawyer is that they can get into specifics of performance and delays and things of that nature, which can help manage client expectations. When you have contracts with vague terms or clients don't understand, it can create frustration and get bad Google reviews, or it may even decrease your opportunities for referrals. All right, guys, I hope that you have learned something here in this quick video where I'm showing you the risk of using free contract templates in your life and in your business. Again, my name is Attorney Angelique Edmonds. I'm the managing partner of Edmonds Law Office. We specialize in helping service-based businesses keep their profits in their pockets. Thanks.